Is there a rule about a timeline of how close to a wedding you can drop out of a wedding party? Because if there is, this person did not follow that. Today's story is titled, Dropped Out as a Bridesmaid a Week Before the Wedding. Some must have gone down. So I'm a bridesmaid in my friend's wedding. She just had a bachelorette party at the groom's family cabin for 2 nights. It started off okay, but as the attendants got more and more drunk, the racism started coming out. For context, everyone else in the wedding party is white. I am mixed Jewish and Asian and Irish, but that's not relevant to my post. My part of the party was to put on a tea party in the afternoon. I spent weeks hand decorating a tea set as a wedding present. Weddings are huge in my culture, and I wanted to share that joy. I bought and cooked a bunch of my cultural food, but also the basic stuff, like even Western food that people like, baked desserts, and sky flakes with cheese and meat. I, of course, checked with the bride and the maid of honor beforehand, and both of them said that would be okay, with the bride even saying that she loved it. I was so proud of it, and it looked beautiful, all set up. But immediately, some of the bridal party started making the ew ethnic food faces. One of them chased around another with a sweet bun, laughing about how weird and scary it was. It was literally bread and cream. I sent pictures of my setup to other friends to see if it was something I did wrong, and everyone said it looked amazing. Edit. I need to be precise. People did say thank you, including the bride. They said the setup was very pretty. It was the reaction to the food by some of them. The family of the groom, who also made Auschwitz jokes. That's wild. It's them that I was describing. That being said, almost nobody spoke during the tea party portion and blamed it on being tired. The bride and friends did not say anything about the reaction of the other girls. The main feedback I got was that I was clearly a witch because my tea put everyone to sleep. The tea was hibiscus, rose, mint, and a calamansi mix. Never heard of that tea, and I love tea. But oh well, maybe the food just isn't for them, so I moved on. But then the racist jokes started. The party started on Juneteenth. You can imagine the jokes that came out of that. Then anti-Semitic jokes about Holocaust camps and more. What? How does that even come up in conversation? This is a direct quote. I'm going to have to censor it because certain words will get flagged. I say a lot of blank and Holocaust jokes for someone who isn't racist. I was trapped on a boat with them when this started happening. Later that night, as I was grabbing something from a room to then leave, the main perpetrator said to someone that I considered a close friend, I was worried you'd be offended by the Auschwitz jokes because you're German. That friend replied that she wasn't offended. I spoke up and I said, well, I might be offended because I'm Jewish. I got up to leave with my stuff and the girl said, oh, she's going back to Auschwitz. Who are these people? My friend, the bride, everyone laughed. I went outside and I cried. They saw me from the window when they all came to eat food, and not a single one of my friends came to check on me. None of those people are your friends, babe. Not even the bride at that point. The vibes continued along that line, and it felt like I was in such a Jewish Asian version of Get Out, stuck in a giant home with a bunch of racist white people. But honestly, the fear from it wasn't the worst part. It was that not a single one of my friends said anything. I then was in a 4-hour car ride with one of the friends and bridesmaids on the way home. She spent the last hour of it lecturing me about how she is someone who can be cordial around people she doesn't agree with, but not everyone has that skill, especially when it's personal. And that I need to put myself in other people's shoes and see that they have positive intentions and more. I'm missing the part of any of those jokes having positive intentions. Riddle me that. For context, the cabin was 4 hours away and I have a pretty moderate disability. I was using 110% of my energy for this and I had no energy left by the end of it. I pushed myself to extremes for these friends and the bride, and it was reciprocated with laughing at inappropriate jokes at my expense. The wedding is next weekend. I can barely see from the migraine I have and my legs are struggling with walking. I don't feel it's worth it to hurt myself for someone who who couldn't bother to stand up on me or even just check up on me after. All of my friends of color agree with me, but this was my high school friend group. I grew up in a very white town, and I also feel guilty like I'm letting them down. I'm not quite sure what to do, so Reddit, please help me out. Edit. I have to add context that I didn't realize I missed until the comment section. Number one, the friend in the car is the friend who said she wasn't offended by the jokes to that person. In the car, she said that she is absolutely against the Holocaust jokes and that she feels guilty she didn't say anything. However, the words "I'm sorry" never came out of her mouth. But then I brought up the other stuff with the food and the other comments, and that is when she went on that tangent. She also said she saw the racism, but told me in those situations you just have to ignore it and choose to not be around those people again. As she knew that there was racism happening, including towards me, and didn't say anything or even check on me, I will be choosing to not be around her again. I also told her repeatedly that I didn't want to talk about this now because I was so physically done. And she said, "This is my car and I'm driving. I don't want to be uncomfortable and have this tension here, so we are talking." I have a vocal cord disorder and my speaking is limited, so I didn't say much and I didn't want to get dropped off on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere. I told her she crossed a boundary and she can't come back from that. Number two, the people making those inappropriate jokes were the siblings and cousins of the groom. My friends were the ones laughing along and not saying anything. Okay, so they were laughing, but they weren't the ones saying it. Number three, I have been long distance with these friends since high school. The friend in the car was with me in a social justice club with me in high school. There were no signs of this behavior before from either this friend or the bride. In fact, the bride went with me to an anti-ICE fundraiser party earlier this year and we had a lot of fun. I have never been shy with my opinions, especially as someone who studied history. This was the first time I was hanging with them around a bunch of other people. In reviewing these comments, I have realized that they may not have been racist with me before, but didn't stop or say anything about it when it happened, which is in fact racist. That is a key difference. I am also more white than not. I am ethnically Jewish, but not religiously. I often don't feel like I have a right to be upset about these things because other families have gone through worse. That's something I'm working to unlearn, and this was definitely some exposure therapy to that. Number four, why didn't I say anything at the party? Because I was in the middle of nowhere surrounded by drunk people making these comments at me. I have survived violence before, and I know that sometimes keeping your mouth shut is what needs to happen until you're in a safe space. And number five, lastly, I will not be going to the wedding. I need to get off screens because my head is killing me, but your comments and support helped settle me emotionally. I will decide tomorrow how I will inform the bride. Very curious to know your guys' thoughts on this, but you know where we are going. We're going to the Reddit comment section. Let's see what people were saying. Someone commented and said, "Hell no, don't go to that wedding." Next comment, I'm not usually a fan of passive-aggressive responses. In this case, calling in sick directly before the wedding takes away their chance to turn it into drama about you being too sensitive or whatever BS their hive mind will go to. Well, whatever. Let them say you're too insensitive then. Next comment, screw calling in, just straight up ghost them. If they want an explanation afterwards, just say, "Why would you expect me to be in your wedding after you and your friends spent a whole weekend mocking me and making these jokes? Isn't it just common sense that I wouldn't be there?" That's interesting. What do you think? What are your thoughts, you guys? If she is going to back out of the wedding, do you think she owes an explanation or do you think she just ghosts the entire thing? That's a bold approach to just ghost. The next update came 2 days later. Number one, the bride's favorite color is pink, so I tried to stick with the theme. I bought all the food except the cheese, meat, veggies, and hummus. I don't want to take credit for what I didn't do, and yes, I did forget a dipping sauce. Now we have pictures of said tea party that she worked so hard on, and I'm so excited to see this, actually. A tea party for a bachelorette? I could get on board with that. All right. Oh, Oh my gosh, look how darling that is. All the pink bows. Are you kidding me? Because she did mention the bride's favorite color is pink. Look at that. Are you kidding me? The food also looks incredible. Who's complaining? Okay. Can we talk about the view? First of all, not even just the view of the tea party. Oh, the lake. Oh, a dream. Wow. Stunning. Stunning. And to feel, that sucks because then you would feel so unappreciated for all your efforts of this adorable little tea party. Shame. Shame on them. That just gave me an idea though. A tea party would be a really fun like little bachelorette day or something with all your girls, you know? And I love tea. Both kinds. The type you drink and the type like this. Spill the tea, you know what I mean? Anyways, also I must clarify, I am very lucky to live in a much more diverse place now with a Filipino market less than a mile away. I bought frozen oh God, I'm gonna say this wrong. I remember this word from before. Lumpia? Lumpia. It looks like lump. I'm sorry. I remember reading this before. The cooking was frying the lumpia and setting up all the plates, so I can't claim to have made it from scratch. The cheese and meat with the sky flakes was generously donated from leftovers from the night before. I spent all my time decorating the tea set. I wish I could attach a picture of the setup, which you did, because I'm still very proud of it. You did, girl, and it was beautiful. Even if it was frozen, to me that doesn't matter if it was made from scratch. The effort and the thought was there. Number 2, one of the comments on my post said I wasn't looking for advice, but validation. That was partially correct. Getting told I'm the problem for an hour on the car ride home by someone I've known for 10 years and who organized political campaigns with me in high school messed me up. I felt crazy when I got home. I made this post to try and see if I was being overly sensitive. Chill. I appreciated all the responses because it helped me realize I wasn't being dramatic or sensitive. I had a valid reaction to being told that I was leaving to go to a concentration camp my ancestral people were genocided in, and my friends laughing along and saying nothing to me. Number 3, on to the real update. I sent this message to the bride. Okay, buckle up, everybody. Hi, bride. I have thought long and hard about how to say this. I will not be attending your wedding. I could have said it's because I'm sick, which isn't untrue. I spent last night with a migraine so bad I couldn't stop vomiting, but that wouldn't be the full truth as I consider you a near and dear friend. I owe you the truth. The truth is I was subjected to hatred and bigotry this weekend and nobody said anything or checked on me. I pushed my body past the limit for this. I spent weeks hand decorating your tea set because I care so much for you. To see that reciprocated with laughter when I was told to go back to the camp devastated me. That entire weekend felt like I was in a Jewish/Asian version of a Jordan Peele movie. I pored over this decision. I even made a Reddit post because I couldn't tell if what I was feeling was right or if I just needed to suck it up. The comments helped me stand true to my feelings. I have simply reached a point in my life where my boundaries are clear and the line has been crossed. I will not harm myself and my body for a group of people that laughed as I was harmed. I still truly wish you the best. You can see the Reddit post here, and then she attached the link to the Reddit post, which feels really weird that we're reading it right now. I feel like I'm involved. I did not get a response. She has since blocked me on Instagram, likely on her phone too, but I haven't texted again to check. Her just blocking me without saying anything hurt the most, especially as I was putting so much effort and pushing my body so far out of love for her. I invited her into my community organizing space earlier this year, thinking that she was an ally. But at least I now know where she stands when it comes to the Holocaust and everything else. I simply just need to grieve now. To the wedding group chat, I sent this. I thought a lot about what and if to say, but I don't think there's anything I can say that the comments didn't, and then I just sent the link to the Reddit post. I then left the group chat. I have been blocked by both the bride and maid of honor. The car friend was blocked by me on both WhatsApp and Instagram, but did not block me first. It all feels like I'm back at a 95% white high school. The racism, the bullying, the blocking, all of it. I've grown out of it, and I'm glad to have found many new friends in my current community who were there to support me amongst all of this. Two of the other bridesmaids that were friends of the bride and didn't know anyone else at the party reached out to me to individually apologize for not saying anything, and that they didn't see it target me specifically and that they respected my decision. Okay, well, that's nice. Isn't that interesting? Those aren't even your friends, they're friends of the bride, and they're reaching out to you. I let them know I appreciated them reaching out and that I understood why they wouldn't say anything in the house full of strangers in the middle of nowhere. It shouldn't be on them to stand up for a stranger when the people in charge of the bachelorette were supposed to be my friends. To be entirely honest, this friend group has been dying for months, if not longer, with only the wedding really keeping it together. At least they gave me a clean cut. I'll be enjoying my next weekend of rest, and if any of you in the wedding are reading this post thinking I'm an a-hole for making it public, maybe you're right, but if you know it's bad to be seen publicly, why would you say it or laugh at it in private? And over 1,500 people commented that you were racist, so they're also probably right too. Edit. I forgot to mention something I had remembered about car friend. In the car, she said, "I didn't know you were Jewish," as if she needs to know I'm Jewish for it to be wrong. Yet the day before, when someone made a joke about the food being kosher and whether it was kosher or halal for Jewish people, and I said it was kosher, that friend told the group she would know because she's Jewish. So the group and this friend did in fact know that I was Jewish before making and or laughing at the jokes. And I was straight up gaslit. I just needed to add this because F that. Wrong either way, whether they knew or didn't know. Still not appropriate jokes. You know where we're going. We're going two places. The first stop, we're stopping at hydration station, then we're going back to the Reddit comment section. Let me know what's in your cup, but you should drink some water today. Cheers. You guys, I just filmed my last, why is that so dark? I just filmed my last video in this studio space before the move, and now I'm taking down the wall. I gotta take down all these damn bows. It was a good idea in theory. It's time. By the time you guys are seeing this, I have actually moved, and I promised you that I would be doing a moving vlog where I show you an empty tour of my old condo, but also an empty tour of the new condo. So if you guys want to see that, make sure you are subscribing to my other channel at Life with Joss. It is linked in every description video. Every description of every video. Don't mind Lila mucking away in the background. Yeah. Girl's hungry. First comment, this is beautifully done. It's so sweet of you to have done it. I'm sorry they were ungrateful turds and that they hurt you like they did. You deserve better, and I hope you find a friend group that's so supportive and worthy of you. And next comment, it's so weird when people get upset with their actions having consequences. It's like they must be used to living in a society that gives them the benefit of the doubt or something. Enjoy your weekend off. OP responded to that one and said, that's exactly it. I'm intolerant for not tolerating racism, but their intolerance of ethnic food and Jewish people is something that needs to be tolerated. These people confused me, to be honest. Let me know your thoughts, you guys, but of course, keep the words you use in the comment section censored because things do get flagged. Your comment could be removed, so could the video. Let's chat about it though. Stay classy out there, stay sassy. I'll see you tomorrow.